I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history.
The biggest mistake of her career, new footage of her attacking Justin Baldoni has been released, and this changes everything. In a shocking twist, Baldoni's team has dropped bombshell video evidence that appears to show Blake Lively in a physical altercation with him. The leaked clip makes it clear. Blake Lively has been caught on camera attacking Justin Baldoni, a revelation that could upend her entire narrative. The stakes couldn't be higher. Blake Lively just made the biggest mistake of her career. New footage of her attacking Justin Baldoni has been released. Why is this video so important? Because until now, it has been Lively's word against Baldoni's. She painted herself as the innocent victim in their feud, but this visual proof suggests she might not be so innocent after all. The stakes are sky high. If the footage is as damning as it looks, it could wipe out Blake's credibility and turn the tide of public opinion. But what you're about to see goes far deeper than anyone expected. Let's talk about the footage itself. What exactly does it show? According to insiders, the leaked video, apparently from a security camera on set, captures a heated private encounter between Lively and Baldoni. In the grainy but clear clip, Blake Lively is seen shouting at Baldoni, visibly enraged. She then lunges toward him, and for a split second, it looks like she strikes his chest with an open hand. Baldoni appears startled and backs off while a couple of crew members quickly step in to separate them. It's a brief altercation, lasting only a few seconds, but it's enough to prove a startling point.
Was what Blake says, a conversation that she heard had taken place with Steve Sarowitz. Steve Sarowitz is the head of Wayfair Studios. He is the co-founder of Wayfair Studios, along with Justin. And she says in this lawsuit that, is it interesting? She says, this is what I heard, he said, but it's presented as a quote in the lawsuit. She says that Steve said, I will protect the studio like Israel protected itself from Hamas.
Lively physically attacked Justin Baldoni. There's no movie magic here, no scripted scene, just raw behind-the-scenes footage of a real incident. How did this explosive footage come to light? Justin Baldoni himself released it as part of his fight to clear his name. In fact, shortly after Baldoni filed his counter-lawsuit, his team publicly shared this unedited behind-the-scenes video as evidence, stating that it clearly refutes Lively's accusations. It appears the video was recorded back in May 2023 during the filming of It Ends With Us. Whether it was captured by a security camera or a crew member's phone is unclear. But what matters is that we can now see what really happened. It's been Lively's word against Baldoni, hailing the footage as a smoking gun that exposes the truth. They're using it to bolster his legal defense, and you can bet it will be submitted as evidence in court. Baldoni's attorney, Brian Fredman, has already stated that Lively's accusations are false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious. And now he has video proof to back that up. Baldoni's team is effectively saying, look at the tape. The facts speak for themselves. This is a massive turning point in the saga. Why? Because it visually contradicts Blake's story. Lively has spent months claiming she was the one harassed and harmed, yet here we have hard evidence of her seemingly being the aggressor. It's the kind of proof that shifts the narrative overnight. Dear Judge Lyman, as counsel.
Dear Judge Lyman, as counsel for Wayfair Studios LLC, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, It Ends With Us Movie LLC, Melissa Nathan, the Agency Group PR LLC, and Jennifer Abel, collectively the Wayfarer parties, we write to advise the court of an issue that the Wayfarer parties wish to address at the upcoming conference on Monday, February 3rd, 2025.
Observers are already saying this could undo Lively's entire case. If she was willing to get physical with Baldoni, it raises serious doubts about her victim claims. It also lends credibility to Baldoni's assertion that he was the one being smeared unjustly. In short, this footage is the ultimate game changer in their feud. So how is Blake Lively responding to this disaster? Not well. Her team was reportedly caught completely off guard by the leak. Initially, there was stunned silence, no immediate comment from Blake's publicist. Behind closed doors, you can imagine the panic. Shortly afterward, Lively's camp finally released a terse statement denying the implications of the video. They are essentially scrambling to do damage control. According to sources, Blake's evidence that appears to show Blake Lively in a physical altercation with him and claim that Baldoni provoked her off camera. Incredibly, they're still trying to spin this in Blake's favor. In fact, Blake's legal team is now doubling down on their original story. They even had the audacity to call the leaked video damning evidence that corroborates her claims. Yes, you heard that right. They're suggesting that footage of Blake attacking Justin somehow proves Justin was the bad guy. It's a bold strategy, and many find it hard to believe. Observers are noting that Blake's camp seems desperate to cover this up or twist the narrative, because they know how bad it looks. One insider described her PR team as being in full-on crisis mode, trying to contain this fallout. He told us that Justin
Baldoni claims she tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it. I want all the roles for me and only me. I want full control because I am a controlling bully. That Justin Baldoni, ultimately, by the time they got to the premiere, was mandated by Blake Lively to spend the night in the basement away from his co-stars and didn't even get to see the final cut of his own movie because Blake Lively insisted that she be the one to approve it.
Lively is in trouble, and everyone knows it. And guess what? Things are only going to get worse for Blake Lively. This shocking footage is just the latest chapter in a much larger feud. To understand how we got here, we need to zoom out. For months, Lively and Baldoni have been locked in an increasingly ugly legal battle that's gripping Hollywood. It all started when Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni late last year, accusing him of creating a hostile work environment on the set of It Ends With Us. She claimed Baldoni engaged in social manipulation to destroy her reputation, portraying herself as a victim of a in a powerful shocking co-star twist, and Baldoni's team has dropped bombshell video. These allegations were explosive, making headlines worldwide. Many initially took Blake's side, seeing her as a brave actress standing up against misconduct. But Justin Baldoni did not roll over. He vehemently denied Blake's accusations from day one, and then he fired back hard. In January 2025, Baldoni filed his own lawsuit against Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, seeking $400 million and accusing them of defamation and civil extortion. Baldoni's suit claims that Blake Lively's entire harassment story was a lie, a calculated attempt to ruin his career because he wouldn't cave to her demands. According to Baldoni, Lively, with Reynolds' help, tried to blackmail him into making a false public apology. When he refused, she lay in wait and then falsely accused him of sexual harassment months later. And I think that
the Justin and Blake stuff is, I think it's a big PR game, and I think that we're all the pawns of it. And also that story I gave you, that's one where I've talked to them. I feel comfortable sharing that much. Like, good luck. There's so many different groups out there.
In other words, Baldoni says he is the one who was being attacked, not physically, but through character assassination. That claim might have sounded far-fetched to some until now. The new video of Blake's aggressive behavior fits Baldoni's narrative that she was out to get him. It's one puzzle piece among many that his legal team is using to poke holes in Blake's story. Hollywood is watching this drama unfold in real time, and the reaction has been intense. Early on, when only Blake's accusations were public, there was a lot of sympathy for her. Some in the industry even seemed to distance themselves from Baldoni due to the stigma. Remember, during the film's premiere and press tour, there were rumors of a rift. Baldoni was oddly absent from group appearances, and a set source hinted that the cast and even
Sky
author
high.
Hoover
If the
didn't want
footage
to be
is
around
as
him.
damning as it
At
looks,
the time,
it could
that
wipe out
fueled speculation that Baldoni was the problem. But fast forward to now, and the tide is turning. With each new revelation that questions Blake's honesty, support for her is eroding. Studios and brands that once saw Blake Lively as a golden girl are reportedly getting cold feet. No company wants to be associated with an actress who might be caught lying, or worse, caught on tape attacking a colleague. While no official announcements have been made, Hollywood insiders say Blake's reputation has taken a serious hit. She's no longer seen as a sure bet for promotions or upcoming roles until this mess is resolved. On the flip side, Justin Baldoni, once under a cloud of suspicion, is seeing a groundswell of support as an innocent man who was wrongly maligned, and is now vindicating himself legally. The fallout is just beginning. Could Blake Lively face criminal consequences for the attack? It's a question many are asking now. Thus far, this battle has been in civil court, lawsuits and dueling legal, claims asking for the gag order and
explaining how he's talking too much. He's threatening to post stuff on on public sites. So what I think is, this looks good for Baldoni, right? He's like, we want to make it all public. And sometimes lawyers can do this knowing that they can't actually do what they say they're going to do.
Court. However, if the video indeed shows Blake assaulting Justin, it opens the door for potential assault or battery charges against her. Legal experts note that Baldoni could choose to hand over the footage to law enforcement. If that happens, Blake might find herself under police investigation for her on-set conduct. It's even possible, though we're not there yet, that she could be charged with assault, which carries real penalties. For now, Baldoni seems focused on the civil route, using the footage to strengthen his defamation case. But the very possibility of criminal charges raises the stakes dramatically. In her quest to attack Baldoni, both figuratively and literally, Blake may have exposed herself to legal danger she never anticipated. Meanwhile, Baldoni's civil case against Lively is gaining momentum. His lawyers will surely use this footage.
Justin
and
Baldoni
any other
himself
evidence
released
to
it
demonstrate a
as part
pattern
of his fight to clear his
dishonesty or
name.
aggression
In
from
fact,
Lively.
shortly after
Remember, Baldoni's team has already released other evidence, not just the video of the confrontation, but also unedited on-set footage of a romantic scene to dispute Blake's harassment claims. Plus, there are text messages and emails that they say prove Baldoni's innocence. They even set up a website, dumping all their evidence and timelines for the public to see. In short, Baldoni is pulling out all the stops to clear his name, and it appears to be working. Now, let's talk about Ryan Reynolds' involvement in all this. Blake's superstar husband has been a subtle yet important player in this feud. Publicly, Ryan has kept a low profile regarding the scandal. No fiery tweets or press conferences on his end. But behind the scenes, Reynolds is deeply involved. In fact, Baldoni's lawsuit names Ryan Reynolds as a co-conspirator in Blake's first
amended complaint, Blake changed what she alleges about what happened while filming the slow dance scene, now that the footage has been released for everyone to see. So what they're saying is, now that, Justin Baldoni shared the truth of what it looks like, they're no longer making the same claims. Previously, they said Miss Lively was filming a slow dance scene for a montage in which no sound was recorded. Of course, Justin proved there was sound. Mr. Baldoni chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Miss Lively out of character as himself.
Ryan Reynolds' involvement in the legal dispute between his wife, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni has escalated significantly. Initially, Reynolds was not publicly implicated. However, recent developments have brought him into the spotlight. In January 2025, Baldoni filed a $400 million lawsuit against Lively, Reynolds, and their publicist, Leslie Sloan. The suit alleges civil extortion, defamation, and invasion of privacy. Baldoni claims that Lively attempted to take over the film's creative direction and, along with Reynolds, sought to damage his reputation. The lawsuit asserts that Reynolds made unauthorized changes to the script and used his influence to pressure Baldoni into accepting these revisions. The legal battle has intensified, with both parties preparing for a trial scheduled for March 2026. Reynolds' involvement adds a complex layer to the proceedings, intertwining personal relationships with professional disputes. As the case unfolds, the entertainment industry watches closely, given the high-profile nature of those involved. In summary, Ryan Reynolds' role has transitioned from a supportive spouse to an active participant in a high-stakes legal confrontation, with significant financial and reputational implications for all parties involved.